I'm live, people. I'm live. I'm live. If you're back, welcome back. This is the second segment of our fantastic cervical cancer screening, conversation that we intend to have. So I trust it's going to be smooth this time around. Thank you for joining back. God bless you all. I'm going to be adding our guest now. And she should be joining us in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I've added Dr. Chiko. I expect to see her. My screen should parts now. Dr. Chiko, where are you? We have a host of eagles waiting for you here. Very, very attentive and very, very patient. So we want to see you. Ceci Ali, hi. How are you doing? Inyobong. Obi Ibe, hi. Dominion Colony. Bolade, hi. Sami. Cherry. Ajala Nene. Tolu. Remy. And my delectable Kemi Onobanjo, Joseph. How are you doing? So I sent another invite to the guests.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Wow. It's working now.
It's so good to have you back. So please settle in. Are you good to go? Are we good to fire on? We have the community waiting
I'm so
to
sorry
hear you.
everyone waiting. Yes, I've been watching you guys with my other phone trying to connect. Let's just go straight ahead.
Super great.
I'm so sorry. You know how our
Yes,
network.
technology has its perks, but we thank God that we can do this. So quickly, tell us your name again for the record, and then a little bit about yourself for those who are just joining in. And this is our official startup. Over to you, Dr. Chiko.
All right, I'm Dr. Chiko from Health Tracker. Oh my God, I'm sorry, the comments. All right, so basically I'm here to talk to you guys about cervical cancer, and I know time has gone, so I'll just go straight to it, and let's start from the basics of cervical cancer. So yeah, when we say cervical cancer, it's very straightforward. What is the cervix, basically? So the cervix, I tell people the cervix is like the bottleneck opening of the uterus.
Okay.
Hello?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Can you hear me? Yeah, the cervix is like the bottleneck opening of the uterus, basically. So it's in between the uterus and the vagina. It's like this small opening there. So cervical cancer is basically cancer of the cervix. And as we all know, cancer is like a malignant growth where the cells are uncontrollable and they keep growing. They invade other tissues and cause a lot of havoc. In the long run, they also lead to death. So basically, this seminar right now, which is talk about cervical cancer, is actually a big burden. It's after breast cancer is the next cancer that kills women in Africa, not all over the world, right? And the reason that is because many of the developed countries already know how to prevent cervical cancer, and so they've put in like a network of processes that prevents from even getting the risk factors that lead to cervical cancer. Unfortunately, in Africa, we haven't done that. And that's part of the reasons why we're having this kind of seminars, because this is our way of trying to do that the best way we can, right? So one of the things I tell about cervical cancer is that when it's eventually diagnosed late, the chances of survival are very, very low, because many times it's diagnosed in stage 4 stage 3, stage 4. And that is because I said the cervix is the bottleneck opening of the uterus, so it's high up there. It's not like the breast that is outwards. You know, if something is going on your breast, you start seeing it, you feel the lump. But for the cervix, it's inside. So the question is, how do we detect it on time? Or how do we even prevent it from happening in the first place? And which leads me to talk about the risk factors of cervical cancer. Because if you know the risk factors, then you know how to prevent cervical cancer, because you know how to prevent it from having those risks. So what are the major risk factors for cervical cancer that I tell most people? Number 1, which I'm going to hammer a lot on today, is HPV infection. That's the human papilloma virus infection. So it's one of the major risk factors that can lead to cervical cancer. Then we have human papilloma virus.
Okay.
All right. I actually wish my slides were available for you guys to look at, but I think I'll just type it in the comment section. Human papilloma virus.
Yes.
That's it. So that's one of the major culprits behind cervical cancer. It's an STI. Then we also have low immunity. People who have immunocompromised immunocompromised states are having higher risks of cervical cancer. Smoking has been linked to cervical cancer. The use of a particular hormone supplement called diethylstilbestrol. Thankfully, many of us won't come in contact with it nowadays because it's hardly used anymore as a treatment option for women. But it was used in those days to prevent things like miscarriages during pregnancy. So also, having a lot of multiple sexual partners, that is, the more your sexual partners, the higher the risk of STIs, the higher the risk of them going untreated, and also the higher risk of cervical cancer. Then also, we've also seen what they call multiparity. If you've given birth a lot of times, that happens more in our parents' generation, when you see people having up to 12 children, 13, 15 children, one woman, all vaginal issues, and vaginal delivery. So that way you're putting pressure on the cervix, you're stressing the cervical cells, and boom, it can cause cervical cancer later. Then also another prominent issue, more in the northern part of Nigeria, and that's child marriages. When you see children getting married and exposed to sexual contact before the age of 10, 12, they are already having sex with them. They have to get pregnant early, they deliver early. All those things also add to the risk of cervical cancer. And but as I usually say, prevention is the best method. It's one thing to know that cervical cancer can be prevented. It's another thing to know how to prevent cervical cancer. So I'm going to touch on the ones that we have control of, which is what we can talk about. Things like the smoking, treating your STIs, going for regular screenings for STIs to make sure you get them treated. And then my focus is HPV, and I will tell you guys why. So the human papilloma virus, right, has been linked to over 70% of cases of cervical cancer.
Wow.
Which makes it one of the leading causes of cervical cancer. And it's a sexually transmitted infection. And then a lot of people have questions about HPV, and some people say, so what if I am married a virgin and I've just been with only my husband? It's still not going to completely protect you from HPV. I tell people, once you have been sexually active ever, you are at risk of coming in contact with this virus. So
where is the virus gotten from?
So if you were a virgin and you got married, you cannot control who your partner had sex with before he married you. And it's possible, I tell people, it's possible for you to have just slept with one person, and unfortunately that one person had contact with HPV. And HPV is a lot common in men, and unfortunately it does not show as much symptoms as it does in women.
Carriers.
Eventually,
men are usually carriers.
Yes, they are carriers, silent carriers.
So if a woman has protected sex with a man that is a carrier, are there still risk factors?
Well, we tell people protection, even for condoms, and we tell people there's a reason why they say 90-point-something% or 98-point-something% protective. So yes, protected sex is good, but then how are you so sure that you're going to be fully protected from the HPV? So the best way actually is vaccination. And I think the most common thing we tell people is in the developed world, why I told you guys they had a system that helped them eliminate it almost completely was they vaccinated young boys
So
and
they
girls
vaccinated young boys from HPV
before they attend.
and vaccinated girls from cervical
Yes,
cancer. Oh,
from
HPV, right.
HPV,
Oh, I see.
from the HPV infection. So that way, before they attend sexual intercourse, they're already protected from the virus, and that way we're not having men giving it to women and all those issues. So apparently, many people do not know that in our immunization schedule, we actually have HPV for the age of 9 years. But the thing is, because our healthcare system is not that advanced, we don't have these primary healthcare centers reminding people. So if you check your immunization schedule when you have a child, they give you the stuff. You see, at the age of 9, you see HPV written there. So the government has already stated it should be there, right? But then we don't have adequate provision for that vaccine. So many people that are now enlightened and aware on their own will take their children there once they're around 9, 10 to get them vaccinated. And it's quite
How
expensive
are
and
you
not
saying
that.
so? Thankfully, we have this vaccine already in Nigeria. When you say quite expensive, can you
Yes, we
give us like
do.
a brief
We do.
range? Because expensive is relative.
Oh, well, I don't know about government bodies, but many government bodies, sometimes you go there and they tell you it's not available
Yeah.
at the moment. You have to be on queue for some months and wait. But I know a few private bodies that, as of last year, early this year, was around 25,000
Per
each
shot. How many
shot
shots do you need for your
for,
entire life?
well, 3 shots. One first month, then 6 months, and first month, then 1 month after, then final dose
So
6 months
your
after.
male children need to be vaccinated for HPV. Your female children need to be vaccinated for HPV. That means this is we preventing the next challenge. We were already grown. What we can start doing now is try to start getting the vaccine and hoping that we are not silent carriers. Yeah?
Yeah, so what we can do for those of us who are already older, what I advise, which is where we're coming in, is the HPV testing. So you need to know, are you already exposed to the HPV virus? So thankfully, we have a way of testing now. It says for the two major strains, that's strain 16 and 18, and then all the other strains, there are a lot of strains up to 50 something, right? And then the HPV test will actually pick the particular strain that you have if you have any and tell you. And if you don't have any strain, then great, you just go ahead and take the vaccine. But we always recommend that you
It's
screen
important.
for HPV
It's
to know whether
important.
you have the virus or not.
My
Yes.
goodness. Can we
Yes. And thankfully, we're trying to make it more available to everybody right now. We're trying to get it to as many places as we can. So we're even we even have the home self-sample test kits, which allows you to test for it
Dr.
in your
Chiko,
house without having to
Dr.
go
Chiko,
to,
this is you talking
yeah.
like a Nigerian. Let me ask you this question. Are you certain that our community, our people, were ready for this type of exposure? Can we deal with knowing that HPV exists? You know, because I know people are very sexually active. We can't even begin to worry about the statistics right now. However, I don't know if you understand what I'm asking you, but can we? This is so scary. This is quite scary. When I say quite scary, I mean quite scary. Anyways, how do we screen? How do we go about the screening? And how often should we screen? And how many screens qualify you to get a vaccine?
Okay, so first things first, I want to address the Nigerian aspect that you talked about. So I know people say this thing a lot. What you don't know about will not kill you. So it's better to just hide your head in the sand and not know what's going on. But unfortunately for us, in healthcare, it's the other way around. What you don't know about
Yeah.
most likely can kill you. If you are ignorant about something, it's most likely going to have effect on you. But if you're aware ahead and you can nip it in the bud, because most issues in healthcare, especially in Africa,
Yes.
is late discovery,
Yes.
not knowing on time,
Yeah.
not testing. That's one of our major issues in Africa. If you can test on time, find out what you have, what you don't have, what you need to do to prevent cervical cancer. It's always the best thing. I tell people what you know can actually save your life
Absolutely.
when it comes to
Absolutely.
healthcare.
So cervical cancer is
Yes.
to women as
So
prostate cancer is to men. All right?
it's actually at some point it was beginning to drag shoulder with breast cancer. Because we say breast cancer is the most common, but apparently many people have started checking for breast cancer early and diagnosing early. And for that cervical cancer, we are still having that issue of late
Yes. Because
diagnosis.
we're a conservative community and we don't talk much about our reproductive and our sexual health. And a lot of people do not like to go and get tested except when they probably are pregnant or they have a health threatening challenge. So yes, I think it will still exist as a problem for a little while. But thanks to awarenesses like this and communicates like this, I believe we should be able to reach out at least to the airlines who have facilities to this. And then you health workers will have to have a program and a schedule that you can do to go to the grassroots and talk to people who don't have the benefits of the internet to know all of these things that are being said. So, wow. I understand Health Tracker has a self-test kit. Can you explain how we use this and how we can get it?
All right, I'm very excited about it. Like, I had to literally, I dragged all my family members. I said, oh, yeah, come and do your test. When I found out, I was like, even my distant relatives, I was like, okay, now that we have this access to this, it's in a few states at the moment. So I'm glad that we have that available. I'm going to just show, I think I have one here with me. So this is what it looks like. It's very easy to use.
It already looks like something you're going to insert, so that's already freaky.
It's very little. Don't be deceived by this head here. It's actually very little. So this is it basically. It's very easy to use. The directions are clear. We even have a video on YouTube. Probably will have the link up on the Health Tracker site, so you can see how to use it. So basically, you just order for it. You can
How
get
much?
the sample taken in minutes. Ideally, actually, it was first 35,000, but then we're on a health campaign. We brought it down to 15, and I think now thanks to the CU alumni, we're going to help it get to members of this alumni group that I'm talking to for as low as 10,000 naira. So I think that's a huge slash. Yes.
Thank you.
So the CU alumni is subsidizing for you guys. All right. So I'm just going to show you guys. It's very, very, very little. It's just like a tampon. So can you see this? All right, so let me describe how we're going to use it right from the start. So once you get it, before you even bring it out of the pack, you make sure your hands are clean, you wash your hands, so you don't contaminate it. And then once you bring it, you press it to the side this way.
You open it, right?
Makes it open easily. Now you see this area here. This is the area you try to make sure you don't touch with your hands. Okay? This is the area that is going in. It's going to go in.
That's not too much.
This is the wing. This is where it stops. So it's not. No, this is very little.
That's like
very little. For people who are sexually active, for women who are sexually active, we know this.
That's ridiculous.
Very little, so it's going.
Are you saying? Well, I don't think. Well, let's not even talk about being sexually active or not. Are you saying that's literally the length before you get to the cervix? So, if that's the length to get to the cervix, are we not?
It's so once you put this in, you stop here. It goes down below. There's something else here. So you're holding this.
Now push that one in.
So
I can. Can you please turn the head to the? I want to see how it was. Done. Now face that thing into the camera. Yes. Now push it out. I want to see how it looks. So it looks like a brush or like cotton swabs.
Yeah. It's like brush-like or like little, very, very thin little. Because that's what's going to pick up the cells in the cervix for testing. So basically, when you take it in, push it in like this. This is what now goes to the cervix. And then you see this knob here, you turn it.
So that you can swab, like.
Yes. you turn it, the way it's made, you hear a click sound. So as you turn it, you hear a click. You turn it, you hear a click. You do that 5 times, and you're done. You bring it out, pull it back inside,
To protect it, you cover it.
and cover it.
So
And
we
you're
now
done.
take that for testing.
So basically, so you just put it back, label it, and then we pick it up and we test this for you, send your results via email, and then you get a free complimentary consultation with a doctor to discuss whatever your results are. So if it's negative, we tell you what to do next. If it's positive, we also tell you what to do next. And then all consultations are very private, so you can do it anywhere you want to have your privacy, and you get access to a doctor directly, complimentary of health tracker for free.
I'm not certain everybody will be able to actually put that thing in by herself and get it done properly. So can you get help? Can you ask your spouse, for those who have spouses? Or you just basically get help, because it's important, I think, you actually get the swabs properly, so that whatever it is that you're testing, you can see it accurately, and then, you know, oh, oh wow, 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 wow.
Yeah. Well, most people have been able to do it so far. But yes, you can also get somebody, you can even watch the video together with your spouse, and then we have the video on YouTube, as I said, you watch it together, and then you bring it out, and it's very easy, very straightforward. You just put it, turn 5 times, and remove and cover. You would actually even feel it when it gets there. You just feel it a little, no pain, but you just know something is there,
No,
and then you do it
that
like
thing
5
should not
times.
cause any amount of pain. It looks very user friendly and peaceable. So let me just ask, what are the common symptoms of cervical
Yeah.
cancer?
Oh yes, if said compared to speculum, this is heaven. Actually, for those of you who have
Into a
never
speculum,
done any procedure before, that they had to put in a speculum,
I think it's
and
horrible.
that's actually very uncomfortable. So this is like a very
And
comfortable way of doing
it's
this,
even
and
pink.
very quick and
It's so
easy.
girly. Anyway, what are the common symptoms of cervical cancer that people can look out for and
All right,
identify
so
without trying to cause any fear? Because now people hear stuff, their mind begins to play games, you know, and anything they see any form of discharge, they see any form of like, oh my God, this is a symptom. So just tell us nicely.
all right, so basically, before I mention the symptoms, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I will tell you that before cervical cancer wants to start showing you any symptoms, it's usually advanced most of the time. So we do not want to wait till we have those symptoms. However, the symptoms are pain during sex sometimes, bleeding during and immediately after sex. Sometimes you have bleeding in between your periods. It could be just spotting or it could be heavy. Foul smelling vaginal discharge, recurrent lower abdominal and back pain, the unexplained weight loss. So these are like the major symptoms of cervical cancer. Now, I should tell you guys, not everybody that has lower back pain or lower abdominal pain has cervical cancer, because, of course, pelvic inflammatory disease too can also cause that. Basic STIs can also cause that. So it's not specific, which is why I tell people never use symptoms for things like cancer. Do not wait until there are symptoms. Get screened early. And especially for cervical cancer, because I said, before those symptoms want to start showing, it's probably already in stage 3, stage 4. So it's already invading other tissues, which is why you're not feeling that pain and that bleeding. Because when cancer starts, it's usually painless. So the first 2 stages that you could have arrested it was eventually starting, and those are the stages where it
Mhm.
doesn't show symptoms. So the best way actually is to screen, do your HPV screening. There's also something we call LBC or pap smear. We also offer it, a lot of facilities offer it. It's very commonly done every 2 years, where they check the cells of the cervix to see if they are beginning to show malignant tendencies. So we have that. And then there's something recently discovered called colposcopy. Even though that will involve a speculum that many people don't like, but that way they basically just open, it's just like looking at the breasts for breast cancer. So in this case, they are looking at the cervix. So if there's any visual change, they would see it up front. And many times after doing the HPV screening, we usually tell people that's one of the next things to do. The colposcopy and the pap smear, which are things that we all offer at Health Tracker. So if you're interested, you can also
Thank you, Dr. Chika. I want to ask you this question, please. and you're going to help me. I know we're not talking particularly about men's health here. We're talking about the women and, of course, women in their lives. But can you please just tell me, like, 3 tests that women who are yet to be 40, which is quite a number of women in the Eagle community, and a little bit of them are over 40. So let's say women who are 45, between 45 and 25, what are the 3 tests they should make sure that they have done? They must all have done these tests at some point within their age range. That's 20 years or 15 years, I don't know which one now. And then the same thing for the men.
Okay. So one of these things I'm going to include, I know you just talked about 3 specific tests, but one of them is actually a test package. I'll say the full body checkup. I advise everybody to have done a full body checkup. In fact, even I'm thinking this young, I think the Gen Z generation, we've noticed that they're beginning to make more steps towards it. So we're seeing people in their 20s already doing those tests. So I believe if you're in your 40s, your 30s, and you've not done that, then you should really
Full body
consider doing
checkup,
that.
that is
A full
more
body
like
checkup.
your ECG, your full blood count, your X-ray if you
Yeah.
need be,
Your liver function test,
kidney,
kidney
lipid
function
test,
test. It
all of those
screens
things, your
all the major
hormonal.
organs,
Yeah,
your lipid profile. Yes,
because
that test package.
I know most women, the first and only contact we ever had with anything that has to do with cervix is when we're having children, and all of that. Now, we always talk about multiple. Okay, let me not even ask this question yet. Be done with the test for the men first, so we don't lose that point.
So
Yeah.
the full body checkup, that's one. And I say regular STI screening, STI screenings, and then for that and for the full body checkup, it also includes the like I said, the pap space part is inclusive of it, and then for now, because I'm doing this cervical cancer campaign and I want you guys to know about it, so yes, I would also add cervical cancer screening. So that's the HPV screening. For the men, I'll always say prostate screening, because you don't even want to wait till you're in your 50s. Because nowadays, I don't know what's going on in the human race, but many of those diseases that we felt were for people way up there, it's going to happen to middle-aged people and young people. So I would say prostate screening for men,
Yeah.
full body checkup for men, and also STI screening. STI especially for men, because men have this, I would like call it immunity, or this thing about having STIs and not having symptoms. Many
Are very,
STIs
very,
without
very
having symptoms. It
disguised in the
happens in
bodies of
women.
men.
Exactly. So, Terry says human race is
It's really
racy.
racy, This thing is a very scary topic. I don't know why I'm semi-scared, but the truth is, people, we need to take our health very, very serious. If you want to live long in this body, you have to take care of this body. And it's not just about you being a woman. You're a man out here. You have a woman in your life. You want to see her and feel her for longer. Please make sure she goes for these tests. It's just imperative. I think it's non-negotiable. We should actually just take this thing super serious. And at least I think we recommend have one doctor as a friend. Because I mean, you get free consultation all the time, and they'll be on your neck to tell you the things that you should constantly do and not do for your health, because they don't play with people that they love. So if you have a doctor as your friend, I think you have a huge point. I have 1 or 2 of my friends, and it has really helped. So yes, I would give you that piece of advice. You should have a doctor as your friend. So now we say something about women who are sexually active. Almost every woman I know is sexually active. Now, are we talking about just being sexually active or having multiple sexual partners as the biggest issue here?
Okay. The reason why I'm going to take my time to answer this question, Lisa says hello. All right, so I'm going to be this is a very sensitive question, right? Because I've heard people say that when you hear someone come down with a disease or an infection that has to do with the reproductive system, some people tend to be judgmental and assume that, oh, this person probably had a lot of sexual partners or was promiscuous in the past. But unfortunately, I have some kind of news to give you guys today. The truth is that, how will I even put it? I'm trying to look for the nicest way to put it. Let me use a movie too. So in this movie, we had 2 friends, and one of them, she was for the streets. She was always, She had multiple sexual partners. She had the tattoo. She was doing all the risky things. And then she had this friend that had just one boyfriend. And that was always advising her that she should be serious, she should settle down, that look at her, she has just one boyfriend. And so one day, the girl that had just one boyfriend dragged her friend to go and do, it was a HIV test. And apparently, the person who had the HIV was the one that had one boyfriend. And the one who had a lot of boyfriends did not have HIV. Now, I'm not saying go and be promiscuous.
Definitely.
I'm just trying to let you know that there is no one rule to any STI. So if you feel that, okay, I married this person while I was a virgin as a woman, you do not know how many people that person had sex with. And even if that person had sex with just one person before you, that one person that person had sex with, you don't know how many people.
So what if you as a woman and not you didn't marry as a virgin and then the man is one that married as a virgin? What are the circumstances here?
As a virgin. Well, it's the same thing too, because if you're the woman that married as not as a virgin and your husband was a virgin, it's possible that even just one of you had slept with in the past already had.
The solution is not with anybody.
And that was you contacted it, even your husband. So I'm just trying. There is no exactly. So far you've had sex, you're at risk. One partner, plenty partners,
and even condoms cannot help you.
Yeah, well, condoms can do the best that they can, but then how many
What
times
if
are you going to use a condom?
what if you use 2 condoms? Does it count?
There is no difference between using one condom and 2
No,
condoms.
in case one breaks, the other one will not break. I mean, they all can't break at the same time. So one condom is like 98%. So 2 condoms will be like that percent. You understand? I'm just saying.
Yes, and
oh.
Anyways,
we should just cut off sex from the world. I think it will save us a lot of problems. We should just all no.
Well, unfortunately, we can't do that. What we need is to practice safe sex, get regular screenings. So if you have something, you treat it so you don't have to transfer to your partner or to whoever you come in contact with sexually. So I think what I advise you to do is practice safe sex and have good sexual habits. Don't joke with your reproductive organs. Don't joke with anything down there. Always test when you need to test, and always see a doctor if you're seeing anything that you think is not usual. It could even be a bump or this, and you could go and then end up finding out it's a what.
Is HPV,
so
is HPV only a sexually transmitted disease?
Well, yes, actually. We have very few cases where there's mother-to-child transmission, of which the mother would have still gotten it through sex. But even the mother-to-child transmission, it rarely ever happens. And what happens is that babies have a way of clearing the virus because of the way their immunity is when they are born. So even herpes,
I know herpes is
similar.
non-curable.
So many times,
incurable is that? What in English is that?
Yeah, they are not curable. But herpes I tell people that herpes is a very weak virus. It only shows its head when your immunity is weak.
Well, that doesn't mean you have it anyway. Weak or no weak, your bodies are not designed to have these things. However, how often is often? How often should you test yourself, even when you're practicing safe sex and you have a regular partner? How often should you test without being necessarily paranoid?
Well, I say 3 to 6 months.
Once?
3 to
That's
6
too
months.
much.
Is it really?
Safe sex. It's very, very safe. And it's one person. And that one person is one person. Both of you are the only people in your lives. So how often should both of you, or should you test, knowing fully well your spouse is not out there and you are not out there? Just realistically.
It's still 3 to 6 months I would advise. And the reason why I'm saying that, we are individual human beings last. Even if you're married, I tell people that we are individual human beings. The reason why I say that is because even as much as you vow to be one and you say you guys trust each other, you follow God, you can never vouch for another person's behavior or another person's sexual practice. Even if that person is your partner, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend. You can only
Dr.
vouch for
Ochiko, so
yourself.
this will bring me to the question: are you married?
Yes, I am. But I'm not speaking from my emotional point of view. I'm speaking from
I
a
agree.
medical point of view. From a medical point of view, we do not see
Yes, I
emotions
agree.
or
Absolutely.
religion
But the
when we
point
talk
here
about
is
this. You should ideally
you
choose
don't
your
also want to
partner.
be too paranoid, or you also have to be mindful of people's economic status. So, what is the average we can recommend annually?
Well, I can say, as I said, 3 to 6 months. But then, let's say for those who are so confident, I just
Twice
tell
a
you
year.
probably 6 months. But
Okay.
yes,
That's logical. Twice a year is okay, irrespective of whatever it is that you're doing, especially when you don't have any issues, you don't have trust issues, you don't have any, just do twice a year. It's for your own health. I mean, you need your body to be in that relationship anyway. It's not about the other person.
yeah, we will have couples that come to
Oh, that's
screen
even
together.
romantic.
We have couples
That's
that come
romantic.
together and yes,
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
they just want to take their sexual health. So like they just screen.
Okay, this is interesting. So give me three pieces of advice that you would give to young women regarding their health.
Hmm. First thing I'll say is you are
You
what
know
you
what you
eat.
eat. So are there foods that
That's the
can
first
trigger
thing.
these things?
Yeah. No. Foods don't really. This is not about the cervical cancer. I'm
Right,
just giving
right.
general health advice. So basically, for women, we have raging hormones. We are not like, of course, there is gender equality, but
Okay.
we are not like men. The way God created our bodies, our hormones can be like this. So I say yeah, what you eat in the sense that for women, your body reacts more when you're not watching what you put in, alcohol, smoking, junks, and all those, and then you start having things like hormonal imbalance and all those things. So I tell people yeah, what you eat. If you want to have a healthy body, watch what goes into
Because
your system
it's
most of the
okay.
time. That's
I
it.
agree. Makes sense. What else should we watch for? Food is very important.
Two, I tell people your
Hmm.
mindset. Do you have a healthy mindset? When I say that, because let me be very honest, this is even a challenge to women out there. Many times, statistics, we have more men coming to do full body checkups, coming to do major things for
That's
their health than women. And I've
that's all.
noticed that, and it's to me, it's quite sad. It's many times women come when there's a major issue. Maybe they're now having a hormonal issue or something. That's when they come for testing. And I feel like women need to be more health conscious. When I say health conscious, when I tell somebody do a full comprehensive health checkup, and person says how much, I say okay, let's say it's about we have some checkups about 100K, some about 50K, and it's like oh my god, that's so expensive. And then I'm like, how much is that hair on your
How
head?
much is your holiday trip? How much
And
are
then
your shoes? How much is your phone?
yeah, so it's a mindset thing. Health is not as expensive as we think it is. It's because you feel this shouldn't be important enough to take this amount of money from me. But if you have a health mindset, you won't avoid spending money on your health and your body. Because that body has to be well to wear those gym shoes or to rock that hair, to wear those clothes. That body needs to be well. Yes. So it has to be a mind thing. And so the second advice when you have a health
Yeah.
conscious mindset, don't see anything as a waste of your money, as a waste of your time. Take care. For example, we have a lot of techs that are making things affordable for people. Before you have to go to the hospital and queue, register and do this and do that. Now you can book a doctor's consultation from your house for as little as 5K, 5,000 naira. And doctors were making ourselves very accessible nowadays because literally you just book 5K and you get to speak to a doctor. You don't even have to go and
And
queue
and
or
and,
sit
and the
somewhere.
doctor's life is
And you
even
just do
safe.
it from your
You're
phone.
not even expose yourself as doctors. So there's nothing contagious via the phone, and you can have extensive conversations, and it's private and it's one-on-one. So please quickly, before I think we've really exhausted, our session, and I don't want it to just time us out because this has been very enlightening. I cannot thank you enough, Dr. Chiko, and I know the community blesses you. We are grateful to have you spend your time with us to tell us these things. Some of us thought we knew something, but honestly, I have learned like 75% of the things I never ever knew about cervical cancer. Not because I didn't care, but because I just didn't have it explained to me in as basic as you currently have done, and that is fantastic. I can't thank you enough for that. And I know I'm also speaking the minds of several women in the community. Kemi has been healing the blood of Jesus on all of us, and honestly, communion is all we need. I agree with you, Kemi. Communion is all we need at this current point. So quickly, Dr. Chiko, how can we access Health Tracker? And then can you also talk about the screening that is going on that is available for Eagles to join? Amigos, you can get that link in the bio for this ad after this IG Live. If you want to check our page on IG, you see the link. But how can we access Health Tracker, not just for cervical cancer screening, but for other things that you guys are doing for the world at large? Please tell us that quickly. Thank you.
All right, so as I said, we're a telemedicine startup. So basically, we're on the internet. You just Google www.healthtracker.com.
Okay.
We'll pop up there. We have an active website. Yes, where you can register, have your own portal, book for any tests you want to talk to anyone. We're also here on Instagram. You can send a DM to the Health Tracker account, and somebody will get in touch with you. And as I said, it's very tech savvy. All you just need to do is search for us, and you find it very easily. Instagram, we're also on Twitter, and our website is very accessible. So you can book tests on the website, you can request to speak to a doctor on the website, and wherever you are. I think we cover multiple states too. We're in Port Harcourt, we're in Lagos, we're in Abuja, we're in Ogun State, we have some basically, I think we're in Ibadan too. So all you just need to do is ask us wherever you are, just ask us, we'll cover your location, we'll get to you. And even if you're far away, you need an online virtual interaction with any health professional, we're also available for that. So www.healthtracker.
Tracker is spelled Tracka.
Yeah, I'm going to type it.
I think we'll even do an entire flyer for this so that other people who did not see this or may not even see it in time can see the flyer, see the post, and then be of, have a partake of your product, because I think it's so important that you bring it to our doorstep, to our phone, and then we have access to the things that are bothering us that we cannot tell anybody else, and we're just so embarrassed to start conversations with people that know us, because you don't want to be judged by what it is that you have done, and all of that. Basically, just want some privacy. So thank you for this platform, and the CUALA community, thank you. So, in parting, what would you like to say to us?
Well, I'd like to say this is the 21st century, this is 2023. We're in charge of as much as we can be, and thankfully, even we have the God factor to also, but then God also advises our body is the temple of the Lord. We should treat the temple as nicely as possible. As much as in your hands, I'd like you to take as much control as your health and over your health as you can, and be more health conscious, have a health seeking behavior, have a health seeking community, and try to, so as you say, helps those who help themselves. As you are praying to God to anoint yourselves every day, you also do what you need to do to also prolong your life. And I think, that's it. As women,
thank you so much, Dr. Chiko. What she has said in summary is not just for people who possibly still have more than one person, but it's for everybody. You're a woman, you're a man, you need to take care of your bodies, you need to take care of your minds, most importantly, and practice safe and healthy lifestyles. I can just say that in summation. So thank you, Dr. Chiko. Thank you, CUALA. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having this fabulous doctor. I hope we see someday in person and at any of our other, CUALA events. It would be nice to have you, and then the community celebrates you in the way we would like to do, make so much noise. So I can see so much love already on the platform. People are just sending in their love. Thank you so much for your time. And shame on the internet that didn't want us to enjoy this session. Shame on you, internet. We had fun. We're so happy we're able to do this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. And on behalf of the alumni president, Kemi Onabanjo Joseph, I want to say thank you, Chiko, and thank you to your team. Thank you to your team. And then, of course, I would also like to thank our welfare Director in Chedo, thank you so much. You have put this together, and the Lord bless you, because this is out of the abundance of your heart. You have wanted us to, you want us to know this good thing to help us, and we are so, so grateful. So thank you again. And I think it's about time we can sign out now and just say bye to the community. So everybody just say bye and say thank you to our guests. It not just be me. Can I have some love on the platform, please? Drop in. So this is the time for you to read the comments, Dr. Chukwu. Please read the comments. And Ajala, Nene, stop laughing. Send some love. Send some love. Send some love. Dr. Mayowa, thank you. Thank you so much. Send some love. It's not easy to be beautiful and brainy and then so simple. Somi, thank you. Thank you, Ebony to Remy. Thank you. Bye. Chedi, thank you so much. Kevin Obanjo, God bless you. You have spent time with us. We appreciate you. Your comments are fire. Tolu, thank you. Almost all the ESCOs were here. Fantastic people. Thank you. Thank you, Uzo. God bless you. Ajalanene Odabo. Zumret, God bless you. Yes, we'll save it. I'm trying to save it. I'm a rookie, but I'll really try and save this thing. It has to be saved because this thing is so important. People have to watch it year in, year out. Thank you, Ochiko. And it was good to have you.
Bye.
Thank you. So this is me signing out for CUALA, and it's been a lovely evening or morning wherever you are in the world. Have a fantastic day tomorrow, and God bless you. Thank you, guys. Bye.